Hey guys, how you doing? It's Big Al here again. I just wanted to talk about a simple but often misunderstood thing in pool, and that's English. So what do I mean by English? For simplicity's sake, it is spin on the cue ball from your cue. So how do you get that? And what is the best way to achieve that? And get good results? Well, we'll go over a couple different ways, but for simplicity's sake, I'm basically going to be talking about left and right spin as far as English is concerned. So that is horizontal. You know, when you watch the sunset, it's on the horizon, horizontal, so left and right. We're not going to be talking about the vertical top and bottom kind of or center shots. So it's the left and right stuff. That's what I'm going to be referring to as English. And there's a couple different ways to get that left and right English. There's something called front hand and backhand English. And I play a lot of really good players. I play a lot with Gary Hauck. And most of the time I just say, Gary, how can he do that? Hauck. Little pun there. But, I watch him take a very smooth, soft shot and get extreme amounts of English on it to get where he wants on the table. And so I started kind of looking at that and thinking, different ways of playing shots, and that I don't even have to hit it that hard on certain shots. So we're going to go over a few different examples here. I'm going to show you what front hand and backhand English is, both in a shot and hitting the cue ball. And we'll kind of go over some of the semantics. So anyways, talk to you guys soon.
Okay guys, here is front hand English. Notice how my bridge hand, my front hand, is moving side to side. So this is right spin, front hand English. And now we're going to do left spin, front hand English. Again, notice how my bridge hand is the one that moves to put the English on the ball. Okay, now let's do backhand English. I'm aiming center ball, and now I'm going to pivot my backhand. That's my stroke hand. So here's right spin, backhand English. And let's do left spin, backhand English. Notice how my backhand is the one pivoting. My front hand is stationary. Okay, see that? Here we go. And that's backhand left spin.
All right, guys, how you doing? So this is a scenario that comes up all the time. Okay, you have your money ball down here. Could be 9 ball, could be whatever, but in this situation is 8 ball. And you have your last ball that you need to get out on here. And people will often try to play this with bottom. They'll try to play some bottom left. Sometimes people will even try to play top right and come around 3 rails. Sometimes they'll just play straight bottom and they'll scratch here or scratch here, or there's a lot of different ways to try this shot. There's a simple way to do it. A couple of different ways do work. So remember, we were talking about backhand and front hand English. So I'm going to do a just straight 2.5 to 3 tips of left. I'm going to do it front hand English first here. Okay. So here we go. Okay, we just passed the side pocket and we got some shape. So let's just put that back up here for a sec on our dot here. Right there. Lucky number 13. Put the cue ball back. So that was a softer front hand English shot. Now keep in mind, every English shot you play is going to be cue dependent and tip dependent. because there's going to be different amounts of deflection on every shot, especially on the longer ones. You're going to have a little more deflection. Sometimes they may swerve back in, but you are initially going to have more deflection. And depending on how you hit it, if you're jacked, or there's a lot of different factors to playing left and right English. So, anyways, that example that I just showed you was just 2.5 tips of front hand left spin. No bottom, no top. And we came right in here, and it brought us right over here for shape on the 8. Okay, so now I'm going to try a backhand English. All right, so I'm going to take my cue. I'm just going to aim center ball to where I need to hit it. And then I'm going to shift my backhand over. Okay, so right here I am. Going to shift my backhand over now. And that was backhand English. I did cut it a little thinner, but we do still have a doable shot on the 8 ball. I did get kind of close to a scratch, so I'm going to try that backhand one just one more time. See maybe if I don't cut it so thin this time. We'll see what kind of result we get. Okay. So again, I'm just aiming center ball on the cue ball here. I'm going to aim where I need and shift my backhand. Yeah, still cut a little thin, and we did get the scratch. All right. Now, sometimes people play this shot here with backspin, just straight bottom. Okay, let's see what kind of result we get on that, all right? Okay, I'm gonna cut it in, straight bottom. Ooh, well, we actually had a little bit of left on that as well. We're gonna try that again, straight bottom. See if we can make it. All right. It's harder with straight bottom because actually the outside spin helps throw that object ball in. So try it again here. You see, I got nowhere near where I need to get shape on the 8 ball though. Okay, and we'll just try this straight bottom shot one more time. That time I overcut it and still didn't get anywhere. All right, so now I'm going to try bottom left, which makes this shot quite a bit easier. But we'll see if I can avoid the scratch here or here. Well, I would say I got pretty lucky right there. Just about put her in the side pocket. That was bottom left. So the thing about when you're playing bottom at the bottom of the cue ball and you're playing left and right, you don't have much room. There isn't much room at the bottom of the circle because it's a sphere. Here, though, you have a lot of room to play left and right. So my preference on this shot is to play front hand left, 2.5 to 3 tips. Why? Because I don't have to overhit this. When you're playing backspin, you tend to have to hit harder to get that ball to rotate backwards and to stay on the rotation to stay on it while you hit through the ball. And then it has to try to come back. But you can actually hit these fairly softly with just 2.5 tips of center left or even 3 tips. Okay, I'm not going to hit this too hard. Watch. Pass the side pocket, and we get right in where we need to go. Playing the outside spin makes this pocket very large, makes them very easy to pocket. As you saw, playing just backspin on this makes this a difficult shot to cut in. Not that easy. Okay, again, straight backspin. Whoa, we got it in, but we just missed a scratch here, and we just missed a scratch here. And we did get lucky with a little bit of shape. We can still make that ball, but not an ideal way to get shape on that. So the last scenario that we'll try here is playing inside spin, and we'll see if we can avoid scratching to this corner over here and see if we can come around. This is also a very hard shot on this angle, which is about 45 degrees. Okay, but we'll try. And it worked. I avoided the scratch by about half a diamond over here in this corner. And that's not too bad either. So that was a top right coming around 3 rails. Again, not my ideal kind of shot to do on that one. If I was here, then I would probably 50-50. I might go top or I might go bottom on that one. Here, I'd probably do the top. But if you're up in here, though, and you have this shot, you can feather this. Well, let's say the 8's here. Okay, this is really easy shape. You can feather this in with 2.5 to 3 tips of just right. I mean left spin on this. And you don't have to worry about the scratch in the side or anything. All right, I didn't even hit that hard. And I hit it too hard. I didn't have to slam that in. Let's try it again, and I'll do it a little softer this time. See if we can actually get the shape. Okay, I'll go a little closer for this one. Okay, let's see if I can just feather this in like a Gary Hauck does. And I say, how can you do that? All right, here we go. Just feathered it in there. And it turns out to be really good. So the other thing that a lot of people will do when they're trying to play English is they'll rev in and rev out, and they'll turn their cue, and they might as well be shooting with a banana because they're hooking and turning every shot, revving it in, revving it out, and it's kind of ridiculous. But there are some good players that actually do that. So to each their own. But you are going to, you are increasing your chance of having a miss hit when you're flinging off, ringing in, ringing out, and some people just kind of go like this and just swing their whole frickin' cue. Stand up and they swing their whole cue and everything. It's just kind of ridiculous. But some people do go with a little whip. So let's see what that looks like here. Okay, I'm going to just whip it out a little bit, little banana, and I missed the shot. Did get quite a bit of English, but missed the shot. Again, let's just see what this looks like. See if I can make it with a whipping out shot. Okay, I got all sorts of English on it, but less control. Now let's try a little bit of a harder cut here, about a 45 degree. And let's see what happens. I was pretty consistent. Every time I made it, if I was just playing my 2.5 tips of left, I could always bring it back down into this area. Let's try it when I'm bowing out, whipping out, banana, whatever you want to call it, ringing it out. There's a lot of different terms for it, but a lot of players do it. Okay, so here we go. So I missed the shot. I was a little less accurate on it. And what if I'm closer? Okay. What if I'm closer on this shot? Now let's try whipping the cue out. So I don't recommend doing, but like I said, there are some good players that do whip it and bow their cue and they're stroking. And here we go. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I barely actually bowed my cue there. That was just straight front hand English mostly. Because I try not to do that. Oftentimes it's the subconscious that tries to adjust for something that it doesn't think is right in the stroke. So as you're stroking through, you end up going like this because you want to try to throw the ball or you want to try to curve the ball or something. The subconscious does some weird things sometimes, but ultimately you're going to get better results following through forward no matter what English you're playing. Okay, so I'm going to try bowing it again here. Bad habit. Well, I ended up hitting the cue with cue ball with my cue, but just trying to show the example here. So again, though, okay, about 2 feet away, foot and a half away here, and I'm just going to play a softer, straight 2.5 tips of left. Look how easy that is. Every time, get back down to that rail with no problem. And it just throws that ball in there. That pocket becomes very large. And it's a controlled shot.